Welcome back to the podcast. Today we're heading straight to the heart of London, where thousands gathered beneath blue skies for one of Britain's most beloved traditions, Trooping the Colour. Officially marking the birthday of King Charles III, the annual celebration once again transformed central London into a spectacular display of military precision, royal tradition, and national pride. From the moment the first crowds arrived along the Mall, there was an unmistakable sense of excitement in the air. Visitors had travelled from across Britain and around the world, many arriving hours before the parade began just to secure a glimpse of the royal family. Families waved Union flags, military bands filled the streets with music, and cameras pointed eagerly toward the grand procession route. In a world often dominated by uncertainty and fast-moving headlines, Trooping the Colour offered something timeless, a celebration of continuity, tradition, and national identity that has endured for generations. The spectacle began in true royal fashion. King Charles III and Queen Camilla travelled in the historic Ascot Landau carriage, a reminder of the monarchy's deep connection to British history. Behind them came an impressive display of military pageantry that looked as though it had stepped straight from the pages of a history book. Meanwhile, Prince William rode on horseback, representing his role as heir to the throne and future king. Alongside him were Princess Anne and Prince Edward, each participating in the ceremonial procession. Watching them ride through the capital was a reminder that royal ceremonies are not simply family occasions. They are state events that connect the monarchy to the armed forces and to centuries of British tradition. Every uniform, every horse, and every carefully choreographed movement told a story of service and duty. Of course, no modern royal event would be complete without the immense popularity of the Wales family. As crowds lined the streets, many eyes were focused on Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her children. Dressed elegantly in pale blue, Catherine appeared confident and radiant as she travelled with Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. For many royal fans, seeing Catherine at such a major public event carried special significance following the health challenges she faced over the previous year. Her presence was viewed by many as a symbol of resilience and recovery. As always, the Wales children charmed the crowd. George looked increasingly mature, Charlotte displayed her usual poise, and Louis once again reminded everyone why he has become one of the most talked-about young royals in the world. Whether he's making funny faces, reacting dramatically to aircraft, or simply being a curious child, he consistently provides some of the day's most memorable moments. Every Trooping the Colour builds toward one iconic moment, the appearance of the royal family on the balcony of Buckingham Palace. When the family finally emerged, a huge cheer swept through the crowds gathered below. Standing together were senior working royals representing multiple generations of service. The balcony scene beautifully demonstrated how the monarchy balances continuity and change. There were experienced royal figures who have spent decades serving the crown, alongside younger members who represent its future. For a few minutes, politics, headlines, and controversies faded into the background. Instead, people focused on a family united for a national celebration. Cameras flashed, flags waved, and thousands of spectators enjoyed a view that has become one of the most recognizable images in British public life. It was a moment that highlighted the monarchy's ability to bring together history, ceremony, and public engagement in a way few institutions can. Then came the moment that had children, aviation enthusiasts, and royal watchers alike staring upward. The legendary Royal Air Force aerobatic team roared across the London skyline. Trailing brilliant streams of red, white, and blue, the red arrows created a breathtaking display above Buckingham Palace. This year's Flypast carried added significance because it may be among the last major appearances, featuring the team's famous 9-aircraft formation before planned fleet reductions in future years. The timing, precision, and skill required for the display were extraordinary. As aircraft crossed above the palace, members of the royal family watched from the balcony while crowds below erupted into applause. And then came one of the day's most charming images. Young Prince Louis leaned dramatically to one side, eyes wide and mouth open, determined not to miss a second of the action. Within moments, photographers had captured another future classic royal photograph. As the final aircraft disappeared into the distance and crowds slowly began leaving the mall, it became clear that Trooping the Colour remains much more than a military parade. It is a celebration of tradition, service, family, and national identity. The day wasn't without reminders of the challenges facing the monarchy. Small groups of protesters made their views known, highlighting ongoing debates about the institution's role in modern Britain. Yet what stood out most was the overwhelming enthusiasm of the thousands who came to celebrate. Many had travelled great distances simply to witness the occasion in person. There was also a touching moment of reflection as tributes were paid to Lance Bombardier Ciara Sullivan, whose absence was deeply felt by her fellow service members. Her memory served as a reminder that behind every parade and every ceremony are real men and women dedicated to public service. As the sun set on another successful Trooping the Colour, the lasting image was one of unity. A king celebrating his official birthday, a family gathered together on the palace balcony, and a nation looking skyward as red, white, and blue trails stretched across London. For a few unforgettable hours, history, tradition, and family came together to create a truly remarkable royal celebration. And perhaps, just perhaps, the biggest star of the day was a young prince leaning sideways on a balcony, reminding everyone that even in the grandest ceremonies, a little bit of childhood wonder can steal the entire show.